Hello there, world of tankers. It's finally happening. The Minnow is getting its long-deserved buff. The one buff that I've been asking for a very long time. Now, it's not just this tank that's getting a buff. The Caro 45 ton and all of tier 10 is technically getting a buff. However, this is more important to some vehicles rather than others. All tanks are going to be fully reloaded at the beginning of the battlefield. What that means is that tanks like the Minnow, which normally take a good 45 to 50 seconds to load their entire clip into the battle, now are going to be able to have their entire clips loaded right when the battle starts. That's going to allow this tank to be much stronger throughout the entire course of the battle, because instead of getting right into the beginning of the battle and only having one or maybe even two shells loaded, now this tank is going to be able to actually shoot one or two shells right in the beginning of the game. This is also an absolutely massive buff to the Caro 45 ton. The Caro is a tank that really gets screwed over, I should say, at the beginning of its gameplay, because what happens a lot is that you take 22 seconds to load in the first shell. And honestly, 22 seconds for a medium tank is about the time it takes you to get in the position. So usually what happens is you have maybe one or two shells loaded in the Caro by the time you get to the front line. And then an enemy TVP just pushes you and kills you or something like that, because you never have your shells loaded to actually do anything. However, now that the Caro is going to have all of its shells loaded at the beginning of the game, it might just be one of the best tanks period in tier 10. In fact, I'd be even willing to say it might be now one of the strongest comp tanks due to that fact, because it would allow this tank to just be instantly deadly. Any vehicle that has a really long reload, especially autoloaders or tanks that would normally struggle to get their shells at the beginning, are now going to do a lot better. But really the only two tanks that I can think of that have this problem are the Minnow and the Caro, and the whole line itself that's auto reloaders. Apart from that, I don't really think of any tank that would struggle, so it's just really a flat buff to the two Italian vehicles that are the reserve shell mechanic. But man, I've been waiting for this buff for a while. I've kind of hinted at it in the past because I've been saying that it's possible Wargaming's going to do it. They said they might, and they've finally done it. You can see we have one shell loaded in the battle so far. I mean, you can see just how long it takes to load in shells in the Minnow. At this point, we'd have all of our shells loaded, which is great. That means that if somebody got spotted up here or somebody got spotted in front of me, we could finally actually use our shells. So what do they have? They have a T92E1 and a TVP. So as of now, I'm expecting two tanks to go towards this side. We already have at least the TVP spotted. There's not much spotted on the other side, so we'll see. Yes, standard. Yep, thank you. All right, let's keep going. Not seeing much over here as of now, and they are capturing base A, which would give me the idea that they are obviously more towards A side than rather this side of the map. So at this point in time, we're going to push the T92E1. We're going to get one 738 slap into you. Then we're going to get a nice 734 slap into the TVP. And, well, let's keep going. I mean, these guys have put themselves in absolutely horrible positions. The enemy TVP, honestly, I'm just going to wait a little bit longer. And then, I don't even know if I want to kill the guy, but we will. Bonk. I was thinking about it. I was like, do I actually want to waste a shell on the guy? But it doesn't hurt. We're up to 1600 damage already, which isn't too bad. And we know that they probably have the AMX 5120 camping in their spawn, judging that we saw my teammate lose a bit. Maybe not. The heck is it? Well, we got the... Oh, it's a 57 heavy camping in their spawn. Interesting. Well, we got one more second left, and... Waiting for damage, Droodles thought. Except the guy instantly died. Come on, 57. Run for it. Yes! That was a lame roll. 391. Wow. We've got a massive alpha, and that was a really lame roll for that alpha. That was better. That's a 530. Now, you might be wondering why I dumped my reserve shell, and it's because... Okay, waffle, I swear. I'm gonna lose a gasket. Either way, the reason I dumped that shell is because, God, that player died so fast from everybody on our side over here that I figured it's much more beneficial to just shoot that shell and reload our clip as we push into the front line. And, I mean, their whole team's dead already. Wow, that was a pretty fast game, I'm not going to lie. So all that's left is the 57 Heavy all the way in the back at this point, who maybe we could get a shell into. Come on. Fire. No. Reload, reload. 3, 2, 1, and fire. Yes. All right, we broke 3,000 damage. Even though we got some absolutely terrible rolls this game, we got like a 440 and a yeah, they're just lame rolls overall. I can't complain. We did our job. We came out with a victory. That was a decent battle. The Minnow is a pretty solid take overall. There's a lot of people out there that are probably going to cry in the comment section that this tank is too strong now. It's not. The tank is not too strong at all. The Minnow has what advantages going for it? Really decent frontal armor, and I'm waiting. It doesn't really have anything else going for it. I mean, you could argue the gun, but the Minnow's gun only has about 2,500 DPM when being used completely effective. I could pull out an FE217 Badger or a T110E3, have much more DPM, much more frontal armor than the Minnow, also have more mobility, have the same gun depression, almost for the E3, and the exact same gun depression in the Badger, have flat better accuracy. There's really not much the Minnow has going for it. The clipping potential is really the only thing that makes it a little unique. But apart from that, yeah, there really isn't much. So that's why I would definitely say that overall, I would much rather have this tank get all of its shells loaded into the battle. Now you'll notice for the Minnow that the reloading mechanic is not nearly as important as it is for, as I said, the Caro, because the Caro really is not fast enough or on its reloading to make it effective in the front line. But even this battle here, we're using the Minnow, and yeah, we're almost not even loading at our last shell when we're in the front line already. But there's one shell into the enemy FE4202. With that, he's probably not too happy at this point. Then we got the enemy Patton over here. There's another shell in. And I'm going to dump it because I don't want this Patton to get behind me. I hate when players think they can just YOLO you without any, punishment. So, yeah, good job, Patton. I really think that was a... Bro, how are you bouncing this Patton so many times? Oh, no. Oh, there you go. All right, we're good. We're good. I thought that Patton was going to die a lot sooner, but it took our team quite a while. All right, at this point, we have one shell loaded. You can see we've been waiting, but I guess that's one of the things about this tank. Let's reload again. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got... That was a bad shot for me. For some reason, my eyes didn't really see that rock. I guess it was because that bush was there. So my eyes didn't really zone in on that there was a rock there. Unfortunate for me. All right, well, let's reload. We got the T92E1 off to the side. And bonk. There you go. One nice shot into the T92. And I'll do it. I didn't want to kill the guy because we still got the Yo over here. And I don't really want to just delete my DPM, but it looks like neither of my mediums were going to help me out with that T92E1, and that is an absolutely must-kill tank. So at this point, we're going to just reload again. Great example of where the Minnow struggles a lot. My mediums do not want to push, and what that means is, as of right now, I'm the main dude just sitting here. We do have a 183 in back at least, and he'll just be a good hit point shield for a while. So we finally got one shell loaded. We gotta wait a little bit longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and alright, there you go. There's a finishing shot into that guy. Then we got the 4202 off to the side. Bonk. There you go. Nice shot into the 4202. With that, we're not doing bad at all for damage. We're up to 3,500 already, which is not too shabby. Alright, let's reload, and let's aim it on the Yag. Hello, Mr. Yag. Bonk. Not really sure what that guy thought he was going to accomplish doing that, but he did. Alright, well, at this point, we got the 4202 on the side, and doesn't look like my teammate's doing all too well. The Emil 2 is going to be shot by the Leopard, which he did, and we're going to pop an HE into his tank just to make sure we can clear him. At this point, all that's left is a 4005 and the FE4202. I have no clue where the 4005 is. I haven't seen him all game, so he's not AFK. I know that because we can clearly see... Oh, there he is. Interesting. All right. Well, let's clear the 4005. Bonk! Well, not a bad battle at all. As you can see, the Minnow did fine. But it's going to be a big buff to the tank. I thought I'd just play in the vehicle while I talked about it. Either way, this is a good tank as it is. I cannot wait for the buff that this vehicle is going to be receiving in the next update. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.